What's good, hooligans? It's your boy TornadoMcRae back at it again with another one. Hope y'all are having a great week. Hope y'all are having a great work week, work day, whatever you got going on. Maybe you had the day off. Maybe you're eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich. Maybe you're actually having a popsicle. And maybe some of y'all are already putting up the Halloween decorations because y'all know it's fall time. And if you're drinking a pumpkin spice latte, grow up.
Shut your bitch ass up before I get to talking shit about you.
Anywho, guys, it is NFL week. We start the NFL season on Thursday. So before we even get into all of that, I decided on today's ESPN replay, we're going to do a little preseason game just to see if we can end up knowing how the season plays out. If we know the NFL script that they got planned on the horizon.
Next time, think before you litter.
So guys, we're just going to do some preseason awards and some preseason guesses for how this year is going to turn out. Do I know all the answers? Do I know it? Maybe I do, maybe I don't. Y'all know the deal. I'm just a skinny brother with two tats over here. I just want to know. I just want to take a guess, take a shot at it, throw spaghetti at the wall. The reason why is I've seen multiple people do this. I do this with my friends all the time. We take random guesses. Also, I think I got like another fantasy football draft in a few hours. So a lot of football on my head. So I got to get it out to y'all and to the masses. So we ain't gonna waste too much time, so we can go ahead and get right into the list. However, before we do that, before I tell y'all my thoughts, my synapses that are firing off in my brain and this, that, and the third, if you could, go ahead and hit that like, subscribe button right there at the bottom, boy. Y'all know. Become a hooligan with the boy. Become a hooligan with the family. We got Capri Suns in the back, cookies on the side, and we're here to have a good time, and there are Dino Nuggies this week. They're actually over in the corner. You'll see Jose. He has them along with the Capri Suns, and also if you get there quick enough, he might actually hook you up with about like 2 or 3 of them. Go get yours. I already got mine. It's in a to-go plate somewhere, but on to the script, baby. All right, guys. So first award I want to bring up is the Coach of the Year award. So with this award, I honestly feel like there are 3 individuals who have the potential to take that award home this year. Dan Campbell, Antonio Pierce, and D'Amico Ryan. And each one makes a compelling case in my mind. For example, Dan Campbell. Last year, everybody felt like Detroit made a miracle run and everybody was happy to see the Detroit Lions make it to the NFC title game. But if you've noticed, Dan Campbell has been making that team better and better and better each season. He went from 3-13 to 9-8 to last year they went 12-5. So overall, I feel like he's overdue for a Coach of the Year award. And if Detroit manages to go 12-5 again or increase their wins to 13-4, 14-3. Come on, NFL. You got to give Dan Campbell that award at this point, bro. He's made Detroit relevant. Come on now.
That makes sense to me.
For Antonio Pierce's case, Antonio Pierce is working with a lot and not enough at the same time. And he's doing it in the same division as the 2-time defending Super Bowl champs in Kansas City. So in my mind, if he can get that team to about an 11-win season, because they were 9-8 last year, in the same division with Kansas City, I can see why Antonio Pierce would be considered the Coach of the Year, especially taking into account that he became the coach in the interim. He didn't come in until halfway last year. So a full season of under Antonio Pierce, if they are an 11-win team, he's definitely, his coaching has helped push them in the right direction. And I can foresee him winning Coach of the Year. Lastly, D'Amico Ryan. Nothing needs to be said about what he was able to do with the young Houston Texans, DJ Stroud as your rookie quarterback, and a young defensive core.
It was perfect. Perfect. Everything, down to the last minute details.
The man went 10-7 and had Houston balling out in the playoffs. So if we being honest, all they got to do is do just a tad bit better. If they go to 12-5, if they somehow finish 13-4, D'Amico Ryans is going to be the front runner for Coach of the Year. In my mind, all 3 of them can win it, so I can't pick just one. Boo! So that's why each of them are here, and each of them deserve consideration for Coach of the Year. Moving on, Offensive Rookie of the Year. Hands down, in my opinion, it's going to be Marvin Harrison Jr.
Is this nigga serious?
He's going to be the receiving workhorse for Arizona. Almost every pass is going to go to him, or at least in clutch situations, they're going to utilize him as much as they can, whether it be Kyler Murray or whatever other backup they got going on there. He's going to be the #1 guy, the primary target. And because of that, the stats and everything are going to head in his favor in my mind. The only downside to that is A, because he's going to be the #1, he's going to get #1 coverage. So he's going to get each team's best DB. And B, the high usage could put him in potential injury situations, or, you know, he just might drop some passes and not get everything that you would hope he does as a number one receiver. However, at the end of the day, offensive rookie of the year, I firmly believe is going to be Marvin Harrison Jr. I have no doubts about that. Now, going over to the defensive rookie of the year, I firmly believe that the defensive rookie of the year is actually going to be Liatu Latu. I have a suspicion based off, one, his story and how he honestly was medically retired from football and then came back, and then looking at the stats that he put up from college: 101 total tackles, 62 by himself, 39 assisted. Bro,
That boy is good.
and the man's 6'5", I want to say 295, 240, and he's in Indianapolis. In my mind, Liatu Latu is going to be a problem. And coming off that edge as the D lineman and the aggressor that he is, I don't see any reason why he can't win Defensive Rookie of the Year. I know some other people are going to think it's somebody else. I'm on Liatu Latu, boy. That's who I think is going to win this award, and I'm sticking behind it. I'm staying 10 toes down on that one. Now, this next award actually does not exist. I made this up, and I don't care. I think it should exist. The You Should Have Taken Me Earlier award. So I'm giving this award to the guy I firmly believe should have been taken earlier in this year's draft, and that is none other than Kool-Aid McKinstry.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
I get, in college he wasn't an interception magnet, but that man was a hitter at Alabama, and you are pairing him up with Marshawn Lattimore, Tyrann Mathieu in New Orleans in that secondary. Bro, Kool-Aid McKinstry is going to get the veteran leadership he deserves and needs coming into the league as a rookie, and because of it, I think he is going to exponentially grow as a player, and it's going to show on the field. He's going to look like a seasoned veteran far beyond the way he should, and it's going to be scary, especially as a Panthers fan. Do I want to see it? Absolutely not.
I'm in danger.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it happened. It's a recipe for scary hours, bro. And not even just for the NFC South, just the NFC in general and the league in general. New Orleans is building the secondary, and Kool-Aid McKinstry could be the next wave as part of that great secondary. So be on the lookout for that. On the flip side, I have the You Should Have Passed on Me award going to the guy who I definitely 100% think teams should have passed on in this draft, and that guy is none other than Drake May.
I'm like, what he say fuck me for?
I don't understand what the love and what the big hype is about UNC quarterbacks over the last few years. I don't get it. But for some reason, y'all have not learned your lesson that USC quarterbacks are not the move. The best USC quarterback that has come out in recent memory is Sam Howell. No shade to Sam Howell. You have done a solid job. Sir, if you watch this video, you have done a solid job. But let's be honest. You being the best, anybody go look up the recent history of UNC quarterbacks and you tell me any of them should have been worthy of the spots they were taken. No, Drake May should not have been taken that high in the draft. I would have taken anybody else. I thought he was the worst quarterback to take in that draft. Well, not that draft, at least the first round. I don't think he was a first round drafted quarterback. And yeah, when he begins playing, it's gonna show and it's gonna be bad. All right, so now we're going to go with the Offensive Player of the Year. And to much of y'all chagrin, to much of y'all shock, I actually believe that this year's Offensive Player of the Year is going to be Saquon Barkley.
Stop it. Get some help.
The reason that I think it's going to be Saquon is because, one, Jalen Hurts, this is your year to prove who you are as a QB, right? You just got the addition of Saquon, who is a premier back. Saquon himself is out to prove New York and the rest of the NFL, hey, I'm still one of the premier backs in this league. So rushing alone, he's going to be utilized a lot. Then out of the receiving game, now you have a great physical receiving back in Saquon Barkley, who we all know in space is a problem. He's going to get a lot of treatment, essentially like Christian McCaffrey does in San Francisco. So I genuinely think Saquon Barkley, as long as he remains healthy, because that is his downfall, as long as he remains healthy, Saquon Barkley is going to win Offensive Player of the Year, and it's essentially going to be just like Christian McCaffrey. It's going to look nice. His production will show how good Philly can be. On the contrast, Defensive Player of the Year, and honestly, this man should have won it last year, TJ Watt.
Thank you!
Because in comparison to the guy who did win it in Myles Garrett, TJ had more tackles, TJ had more sacks, TJ had the same amount of forced fumbles, and he had an interception over Myles Garrett. He was better than him in every major defensive category, and they both play D-line. I don't know how that guy doesn't get Defensive Player of the Year if you give it to Myles Garrett. I'm just saying, numbers is numbers at the end of the day. Moving forward, the Comeback Player of the Year award. Y'all know who's winning this award. I know who's winning this award. This man just has to have an average season, and we know he's winning this award. It's Aaron Rodgers.
This motherfucker don't miss.
No, he's fucking good.
That motherfucker don't miss, man.
He's good.
That's literally it, bro. We all know the media is going to give him the Comeback Player of the Year award if he just has an average season. He doesn't have to have peak Aaron Rodgers numbers. Just an average season because of how he tore his Achilles last year. He does that with the Jets, Comeback Player of the Year. Doesn't matter what you do. Kirk Cousins is the only guy who can make a case for it. And guess what? Kirk isn't a media darling like Aaron Rodgers. You know this, and I know this. Now the big one. League MVP. I firmly believe this year's league MVP is going to be Joe Burrow.
I beg your pardon?
90% of the time, I have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about.
I'm telling y'all now, something in my gut keeps telling me Joe Burrow, Joe Shiesty, Football Richie Rich is going to come out here and put on a show, especially if his O-line can hold up. And he was going to remind y'all who he is, and he is going to win his first league MVP. Because one, Patrick Mahomes don't care about league MVPs no more. I mean, if he gets them, he gets them. But he don't care. He's a Super Bowl champ. Two, Lamar Jackson is realizing MVP don't mean shit. So Lamar's probably not going to care about winning league MVP, especially with the addition of Derrick Henry. So that's probably going to hurt Lamar's own production in terms of the numbers. But Lamar's going to be caring about winning rather than the individual award. Joe Shiesty, Joe Burrow, Joey B, he is going to be on a warpath for that league MVP and trying to be on a warpath to get back to the Super Bowl. I promise you that. Him, Jamar, T. Higgins, it's up. And Joe Burrow's pissed because people have already started to forget about him. People are already saying, oh, CJ Stroud's already better than Joe Burrow. I've heard Jordan Love is already better than Joe Burrow. I'm like, God dang. Did we all just forget that Joe Burrow's the only guy to beat Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs in over the last 5 years? Him and Brady?
Yep.
I'm just saying, bro. We forgot that shit. Okay. I got Joe Burrow as league MVP in my mind. And now that the individual awards, I gotta go to some more of the team awards. Team with the best record. I firmly think it's gonna be either the Detroit Lions or the Baltimore Ravens.
Don't you have to be stupid somewhere else?
Not until 4.
I just have a gut feeling that those two teams are going to be the cream of the crop for the AFC and the NFC in terms of win-loss record. Do I think they will be the best teams on paper or in terms of talent? No, in terms of like individual talent. But as a team, they're going to put together great regular seasons and they're going to be the top seeds heading into the playoffs, in my mind. The team with the worst record by the end of the year, I think, is going to be the Tennessee Titans. And the reason why I think it's going to be the Tennessee Titans because they have just no direction of where they want to go. They seem very lost. They seem very stagnant. They don't know what they want to do. They don't seem like they know which direction they want to go, if they want to completely tank or still try to compete. And because of that, they're going to end up tanking. And then by the middle of the season, they'll be like, you know what? Blow it up, bro. Blow it up, trade away key assets to try and get draft capital, and let's just rebuild the whole thing. I can foresee that. That's just the way it looks like Tennessee. The writing's on the wall. Now, the last thing we got to discuss. Who is my Super Bowl matchup?
And here we go.
I have thought about this for a good amount of time, and it still could change. And if I do decide to change it, I might make a video about it. I might not even tell y'all. If I don't tell y'all, I'm feeling that'll be disingenuous. But, yeah, you'll be okay. However, as of right now, September 3rd, 2024, my Super Bowl matchup is going to be the Baltimore Ravens versus the Detroit Lions. And my winner in that Super Bowl is going to be the Baltimore Ravens.
Hey, bro, come on now, dog. Come on, man.
That's what I'm talking about. That's why he's the MVP. That's why he's the GOAT. The GOAT.
I think Detroit is a great team. I think they're going to have the momentum and the coaching, but I think the moment is going to be too big for them, or not even too big. It's just not going to be enough. Whereas Baltimore, they've been clawing, scratching, trying just to get here, trying to get to this moment in the Lamar Jackson era. And I feel once they get there, they're going to seize it. And Derrick Henry is going to help do that because they'll remember to run the damn ball. Lamar.
Hey, ain't nobody trying to hear that bullshit, man.
But two, in the playoffs, in cold weather games, you do need to have a ground and pound just as much as a passing game. And that's what Derrick Henry provides. That's what that whole offense is based off of. And they got Zay Flowers, who is a help in the receiving game. I think the Baltimore Ravens will win the Super Bowl this upcoming season. But guys, that's all I got to say for this one. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification bell at the bottom because you know it helps my algorithm. And that's your auntie's favorite neighbor. She's got to know when I'm putting out these videos. Next, let's continue on this road to 500 subscribers. I thank each and every one of y'all who have subscribed and became a hooligan with your boy. Go ahead and hit that button one more time. Share it with your friends and your family and your folks. And lastly, comment below. Who do y'all got winning these awards? Who y'all got winning the Super Bowl? Who y'all got as the Rookie of the Year, Player of the Year? Who do y'all got as Mr. Shoulda Took Me Earlier, or You Shoulda Passed Me? All the awards, because at the end of the day, guys, what do I know? I'm just a skinny brother with two tats. Peace. Much love to all of you. I'm out. Later days, baby.